When you log into Gusto, some of this might look different for you. I have different permissions than pretty much everyone else, but essentially what you're looking for is over on the left, time and attendance and time tracking. You should see a few different options here. Again, you might see something a little bit different, but what you're looking for is whatever the active pay period is, or in this case, the timesheets awaiting approval for last week. So right now, that's exactly what we have. We have the salaried. You probably won't be able to see that one. And we have two hourly payrolls right there. These are open employee timesheets. So the one for March 21st through March 27th, today is the 29th. That is the one that needs to be finalized on Mondays by noon. So if you click to look at this one, fairly simple. This is something you can look at every day to make sure people are clocking in and out correctly. But if we look at one person here, Philip Childers, otherwise known as Jamie there in Spartanburg, you just kind of look down and see where he's at with all of these. So some of these that you would want to double check is, okay, he had an 85-minute break on Tuesday. Is that correct or not? But if you hit edit, you can select all these different ones. So it looks like he took a break at 12:15 and just making sure that those are accurate. That's why we like to try to check them every day. A little bit easier said than done at other times. The general rules for clocking in and out are you can clock in 5 minutes early. So that would be for a 9 o'clock start, that would be 8:55. And then you need to be on the clock until 4:55. That it also helps you check a few things. It helps you make sure that people are being sent home at the right time or ending the day at the right time. So something with like 4:53, I would start going, okay, I would double check to make sure that the clocks are correct out in the shop to make sure that it's not just a variation there. But then you would say, okay, well, is the floor manager, the manager's out in the social enterprise ending too early? But then you just hit edit and you can change these things. So the same with 8:45, I would make sure that no one told him to do that. So you're looking for different breaks in it because he is not in the classroom. Let's look at somebody who's still in the class. So that would be Jacob Gwynn. So clearly his hours are probably messed up in here somewhere. Uh, so he did clock in correctly, but we know for sure you didn't start class that early. So we would adjust that to 8:55. And you do want to make sure that he's clocked into class during that time. So for the 8:55 to 10:30, he should be in there. Same question here. We'd go, okay, well, is class really ending early or are the clocks off? Because that really should be 10:30 to 10:32, as long as class is ending appropriately. But then you look at his lunch. Something's probably wrong with his lunch there. He probably didn't take a 280-minute long lunch. But that's something we would adjust. And that's what you're looking at for people still in the classroom to make sure that from that morning time, they are clocked in the classroom and that they are switching that classroom time over. And it does look like a lot of his classroom times are early. And you can see right here why clearly he didn't work till midnight. So we would change that one to 5 p.m. And he's missing a break here as well. So that's where we would want to also add a break in where you just hit add break. But I'll leave that to somebody who's actually there and can look at this stuff. But that's what you're looking at for people with classroom as well. So pretty simple. And then, by Mondays at noon, what you want to do is go in and actually approve each of your people. And that's pretty simple. You just click the approved button there. And that just lets whoever's running payroll know that those were all completed and done properly. If you are a center director, if you're looking at this, then you're also responsible for your leads. And so this is one where Young, like a lead, really, they should be clocking in at 8:30. They can get their 40 hours. That's what we want them to do, but they need permission to get overtime. And so this is one where he has to keep track of his time, but also you can do a pretty good job. Looks like he didn't take breaks on Thursday or Friday, but he probably did. And so that's going to get him back down closer to 40. That's another thing that you want to look out for is your leads as well. But so fairly simple, but that's how you check hours.